PA minus. Yes, mute yourself.
3433.5.
3433.5. Right. So next to write the pressure in the right limb. Pressure in the right limb. Below the data. Equals to. Yes. Who will tell the right side pressures? How many are there?
3, sir.
3. So first is PB minus pressure because of this height, water. So rho GH density is 1000 into 9.81 into what is the height?
0.35, sir.
0.35.
35.
Right, good.
35, sir.
Yes, yes, I'm writing. Minus the pressure because of this oil. Right. So what is the density of the oil? Already we have calculated. Density of oil. 800,
sir.
right? 800 into 9.81 into what is the height of the fluid oil?
0.3, sir.
0.3 meter.
8.
Right. So now calculate PP minus. Please tell the value. This full value you will get
3433.5.
same. How will you get same?
ఓకే అంటే అది ఫస్ట్ దాని
First term. Tell the full value.
5787.9.
5787.9. Yes, everybody got the same thing. Okay. If you get the same, okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. Next, equating both the pressures. Left. Both the pressures enough. Anyway, we know that left and right limb. We get PA minus this value is equals to PB minus this. So what you will get? PB minus PA equal to. So you can see here PB minus value is more. So definitely PB value will be more. So PB minus PA is equals to
2354.4.
2354. 2354.4
sir.
units.
Newton per meter square.
Yes, pressure units.
Newton
Newton
per
per meter square. Just wait, I'll show the slide again. I'm just copying this. Newton per meter square. Right? Please copy. Those who are not solved, just copy this pressure in the left limb, pressure in the right limb, then equate both the pressures, PA and PB, you'll find PB minus PA. Don't write PB like this. I already showed how to write this. It should be PB like this. Okay. Everywhere when you see PA and PB, please write like this. Yes, Shashi, what do you want?
Complete, sir.
Completed. Okay. We'll wait for others. I think they are not finished. Yes, everybody finished it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So we'll go for the next and last topic of the first unit. Right. So this is the thing. First, before that, we'll go for the previous slides once. I'll show there. Okay. So in manometers, we said already we have 3 types of manometers. One is general piezometer. In YouTube manometers, again we have 2. That is YouTube manometer. One is normal one is inverted YouTube differential manometer. Right. All the things till these two types we have finished, and the last left is single column manometer. So that is the last topic of our unit, first unit. Okay, so I'll go for that slide now. Okay, single column manometer. So in under that again we have two. That is one vertical single column manometer, one is inclined single column manometer. Right. So the figure looks like this. So here we can see in single column manometer is just a modified form of a YouTube manometer, not differential, just a YouTube manometer. Okay, single column manometer, this one single column manometer is a modified form of YouTube manometer in which a reservoir, this one, a reservoir having a large cross sectional area about 100 times as compared to the area of the tube. Suppose if you see this is the tube area, this is 100 times the area of this cross sectional area. So that much big size of reservoir will connect to the limb here in between the YouTube. Right. So due to large cross sectional area of the reservoir, for any variation in the pressure, the change in the liquid level. Suppose if the pressure is more, what happens? It will pushes this down. Right. So then the manometric fluid will rise here. So even if the pressure is changed here, since the area is very huge, what happens? Very minute change will be there in this head delta H. Nothing but even if you increase the pressure also here at PB or PX, what happens? There won't be that much change in this delta H because of the large area of this reservoir. Right. So the change in the liquid level in the reservoir, this one, the change in the liquid in the reservoir will be very small. Okay, because the tube size is very small, this size is very big. Right. That's why this change will be very minute there, which may be neglected because as the areas are very difference is very much in areas, this can be neglected, and hence the pressure is given by the height of the liquid in the other limb. So pressure will be given by the height of the liquid in the other limb, this limb, where we can see H2, this difference. Suppose if you take this as XX level, so this H2 gives directly the pressure of the fluid in this. Okay, since the areas are very huge, we can neglect this delta H, which you can see here. Okay, the other limb may be vertical or inclined. So here the difference is seen in two parts. That is, one is the vertical limb. This is a vertical one, and the next one will be the inclined one. These are the two different types of your single column manometers. It can be an inclined one or it can be a vertical one. It's same again. Reservoir will be there for this and this. Okay. There are two types in this. One is vertical single column manometer, and the other one is inclined single column manometer. Right. So here, in general, I'm smallly I have written. I didn't write that full derivation. Sorry, full details of that. So one of the limb in double column manometer. Sorry, single column. So one of the limb in double column manometer. But in double column manometer, we are converting into a reservoir having large cross sectional area. So one of these double, nothing but if you see here, two columns will be there. One is converted into a reservoir having large cross sectional area, about 100 times with respect to the other limb. Okay. So here, this is the derivation part which we have. So areas, this is the area of the reservoir, cross sectional area of the reservoir. This is the cross sectional of your tube, small tube. So we need to know this formula for solving the problems on this. That is P is nothing but pressure in the tube we are going to find. So pressure P equal to AH2, cross sectional area of tube, into H2 is the value of this reading above the datum line, into rho 2G minus rho 1G plus rho 2GH minus rho 1GH1. Right. If you remember this formula, we can solve this, because in exams never they will ask the derivation of this. Just they will give you problem on this. Mostly they won't give this differential manometer only. They will ask rare. Okay, mostly. Okay, just we need to remember this. Then we can solve the problems on this one. So the only change for this type and the next type is here the inclined tube will be there. So here, what is these terms we need to know? So delta H. Here this is delta H, fall of heavy liquid in the reservoir, and H2. This one is a rise of heavy liquid in the right wall. H1 is the height of this center of pipe above the datum line. Here A1 is the datum line, above the datum line. Next PA is the pressure, or PX is the pressure capital A is the cross-sectional area of the reservoir. Small a is the cross-sectional area of the right limb. And now if you see here densities, density rho 2 is density of heavy liquid, nothing but which is this one, manometric fluid, heavy liquid. Density 1 is the density of liquid in the pipe. Rho 1 is the density of liquid in the pipe. Right. So next. Next, we have the pressures in the left limb and right limb, and then we'll equate that two things. You'll get your final equation as P equal to AH2 by capital A. This is not H into 2, H2, H suffix 2, this one. AH2 into rho 2G minus rho 1G plus rho 2GH2 minus rho 1GH1. So how we will get this is, if you considering the pressure in the right limb, so this is the right limb. So only one pressure is there. That is because of this height from B2, delta H plus H2. If you take A2 and B2 as your column, that will be the pressure. Right? If we are considering this value, in problem we will not consider because the values are very low, negligible. So directly H2 you will use there. So here rho 2G H2 plus delta H will be the pressure in the right limb. Rho 2G, since the density of this is rho 2, height of the fluid is from B2. If you see after the pressure, this delta H also is here. So delta H plus H2 into rho 2G. That is the pressure in the right limb. If you go the pressure in the left limb here, you'll get above the datum line, nothing but A2, B2 is there in a line. That is your datum line. So rho 1G H1 plus delta H will be the left limb pressure plus PA, because two pressures will be there. PA plus rho 1 GH1 plus delta H is the height of the fluid up to here, up to datum line. So that two, if you equate, finally you will get this equation. Okay. So how you got this A2 means this one, delta H equal to AH2 by A. From this, as the change in the area and the H values, if you equate both, you get delta H value, AH2 by A. Fall of heavy liquid. What is this? Fall of heavy liquid will cause rise in the right limb. So that's why cross-sectional area into height is equals to cross-sectional area into height for the reservoir and for the tube. Okay, that both can be equated to get the delta H value. So we need to remember this equation. And one more thing, since A is very much less than compared to A, since A value, small a is very, very, very minute, we can neglect the term there. So what happens? A by A into this complete term we can neglect. A by A is very small. Suppose it is 0.0001 into something, again gives very minute value only. So that value completely we can neglect and we can use only this as your pressure, right? So in problem, sometimes if you give this ratio capital A by A, at that time you need to remember full formula. Otherwise this will be enough. Okay. Right. So next thing, if you go for the inclined single column manometer, only change is this one. So what we need to know the height in the vertical direction. So H2 is equals to L sin theta. So this is the increase of fluid, nothing but rise of fluid in the right limb, L. So we need in terms of height, how much vertical height is there. So that is L sin, if it is theta, it is theta. I have shown here theta, so I'm telling it is theta. Right? This is theta. So H2 height of the liquid here is L sin theta. So that value, if you substitute in the previous thing, here H2 is L sin theta, you'll get this equation. L sin theta rho 2G minus rho 1G H1. So these two formulas you need to remember. Right? Any doubt here? So last one problem is there in this. Then we can end this first unit. Okay, please copy this problem. Whether you are writing anything about this? Yes, students, I'm asking you. Whether you're writing, turning notes?
మీరు notes పంపారా sir? I mean, ఇవి definition.
You want the definition notes? Okay, I will send
Yes.
later then. If you have time, just
Okay.
write the side headings at least. What are the types are there?
Yes,
And these
sir.
two formulas, which we need to solve the problem now. At least write these formulas.
Okay.
Write this vertical single column manometer. In that you write down this formula P equal to AH2 by capital A into rho 2G minus rho 1G plus rho 2G H2 minus rho 1G H1. If A value is very much neglected, we can take this as a formula. Right. So similarly, write the formula for this inclined single column manometer. P equal to L sin theta rho 2 G minus rho 1 G H1. Okay, can I go for the problem now? So take the problem now. A single column manometer, here I will mention here, a single column manometer is connected to a pipe containing a liquid of specific gravity 0.9. So the fluid flowing in the pipe is having a specific gravity of 0.9. Find the pressure in the pipe if the area of reservoir is 100 times the area of the tube. So he's mentioning there, area of the reservoir is 100 times the area of the tube. So we need to use A by A, definitely. Otherwise we can neglect and we can use, if nothing is given, you can use the small formula which is there. That is rho 2 GH2 minus rho 1 GH1. Since he's mentioning now areas of both 100 times capital A is 100 times small a, we need to use this, right? Find the pressure in the pipe if the area of the reservoir is 100 times the area of the tube for manometer reading. The specific gravity of mercury already we know. So he said that the fluid which is used for the manometer is mercury. Right. So he gave the dimensions here. Check it now. So this is 20 centimeters of the liquid above your datum line and 40 centimeters rise in the right limb above the datum line. Right. Please copy the question and draw the diagram also. Till then I'll take the attendance. Just inform me after finishing the question writing. '98 Yashwant. Yashwant. L6. Lateral entry number 6. Number 12, lateral entry. Shoaib Ahmad. Just now write down the given data. So S1 is the specific gravity of the fluid flowing in the pipe. So that is given as 0.9. Next density of that fluid is 0.9 into 1900 kg per meter cube. So here S2 is nothing but mercury. 13.6 is specific gravity of mercury. 13.6 into 1000. 13600 kg per meter cube. And here one thing which he gave is the capital A by A ratio, nothing but cross sectional area of capital A is 100 times cross sectional area of A. Nothing but A, capital A equal to 100 into small a. So A by A equal to 100. I wrote like that. You can write capital A equal to 100 A first. Capital A equal to 100 times the small a. Then you can write A by A equal to 100. But in formula, what you have, small a by capital A will be there, that you can write as 1 by 100. Small a by capital A equal to 1 by 100. Next, H1 is the fluid height in the left limb, so 0.2 meter. Next, H2 is equals to 40 centimeters rise in the right limb, 0.4 meter. Yes, please copy them. Shall I go to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is the thing which we need. We need to find pressure at point A. So PA equal to, already I have shown you the formula, AH2 by capital A into rho 2 G minus rho 1 G plus rho 2 GH2 minus rho 1 GH1. So here we need capital A by small a by capital A. So that's why 1 by 100 into H2. What is the value of H2?
0.4.
0.4, 40 centimeters.
0.4.
Right. Next, rho 2 value is density of the mercury, 13600 into 9.81 minus rho 1. What is rho 1? Density of the oil. How much?
900.
900. 900 into 9.81. Okay, first term over plus rho 2 into 9.81 9.81 into H2 0.4 minus rho 1 900 into 9.81. So what is H1 value? 0.3, 0.2.
2.
So finally, you will get your PA value. Slowly you calculate, don't be in rush. Yes, what is the answer?
Five to 127.21.
52127.21
21.
Newton per meter square. Yes, others, you can check the answer. 52127.21. Is it right answer?
52098.94.
52098. Yes, check properly.
Yes, sir. 52098.948.
By two different answers. Anybody with another answer? Five two zero 98.948. Which is correct?
That is only correct, sir. 52098.
52098 is correct. Huh?
Yes.
Newton meter square. Newton per meter square.
0.948.
Yes, Shashi. Where is
Yes, sir.
he?
Same.
Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Tell the answer.
Same, sir.
Same. Okay, right. So we have completed one problem. If possible, in the next class, I'll give some problems on this. Right? Just check with the syllabus first unit. So these are things which you have learned in the first unit. Units, I said in the last before class, units, that is how to calculate that MLT, that values, units and dimensions we have seen for all the fluids. These are the fluids, which have seen all the things. Next, pressures types, we have seen gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, atmospheric pressure. Next, measurement of pressure. So this comes under our first unit, which we have completed today. Okay. So time, 10 minutes left. Huh? Okay. Almost time is over. Right. If you want, I will send the slides as well as the notes to you. To Shashi, I will send to you. You can forward to your friends.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So